the 12th of January. I just wanted to make another video for my future self. To remember, for example, once we have had something going for us, you know, like the steps that come with it. Of like, I would classify myself as being in the stage now where it's like people. I would say I don't have quite enough receipts yet to show for my skill set. So it's like there's some doubt, but partly by the knobheads. Let's just say there's obviously doubt there because they're not where they want to be, and you know, they're just trying to grasp onto any little bit security they can, which most people do as a natural human tendency by bringing people down, aka the weak. Or they try to anyway. And yeah, what I'm looking at now is the monthly, 2-week, weekly, 4-3-2 daily execution on 4-hour time frame strategy on crypto, and it's working pretty darn awesome. I was inspired by Rect Proof, but you know, I was recently in a group chat not so long ago. In fact, not so long ago, and most of the people that opened their mouth in there with what I had to send, which was just purely, basically profit receipts, explaining my strategy when people asked, all pretty much of them were rude, very, very rude. All I was doing was showing the profit receipts and showing my strategy. Now, in their eyes, 3% a month is shit. They'll get humbled one day. They will. I was once the same. Apparently can't live off 10k either. Can't live off 10k a month. You know what? Let's be even more real. 10k a month, dollars. Keep the payout split, or rather, and factor in the payout split. How much are you left with? Let's be even more realistic. Let's say about 7 grand. What is 10k? It would be about about 4% on two 200k accounts. So therefore, that's like 400. That'll be 1%. So 4, 8, 12. In fact, no, it's not 4, 8. It's about 2.5% or something along those lines, which is pretty realistic to get, especially with my strategy. And also, apparently, 1-to-1 is shit, and it's not enough, because everyone has 1-to-4 risk-reward ratios and 80% strike rates. Yeah. Well, throughout my 3 years of experience, which, yes, it's not that much, but I haven't done anything else other than that, and I've been at it every single day. I've traded all instruments pretty much, been through the lot, been through the lower time frames, the higher time frames, and then ultimately ended up at where I am now. And mechanical system, like you have to have some experience to trade a high risk to reward system, and like I've never met anyone who can like first of all, the guy as well who actually could do it lost everything in a certain month last year, and yes, he got it back. But like that volatility, do you want that? Is that realistic? Imagine that was real capital. You wouldn't come back. You wouldn't come back. So I would much rather have a very high strike rate, as I've shown on this. I haven't uploaded the 31st trade on EU yet. I will. But I've shown profitability since I started this all before the fact too. Or, yes, sometimes I haven't uploaded the Outlook before the fact, but in some Discord or forum, I have stated when I'm executing a trade, and the outcome, obviously in advance, is subject to whatever market actions market participants who are presently operating at the time I end at choose to then subsequently participate like. However they do so is not known to me. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to make this video for, like, I mean, I'm not even utilizing this YouTube platform for publicity, let's say. I just simply like, I just like to talk, basically. And I do also think it'll be valuable for my future self. And as a result, it'll invariably be, it'll be valuable for others. However, yeah, so I am... fucking hell. I'm 19, and we've been in this for quite some time. We've established a flow-based approach, which is what mechanism or what dynamics are behind every of the systems that I create, this one included. And if you're wondering why I chose to specifically look at Sui in the December, is because that's one of the most recent trades Rect Proof's traded, and I just wanted to see, like, whether the way he was the entry he was entering at, I could formulate something around the way to get on board with that move too, naturally, not some sort of mechanical bullshit. Yes, that's my opinion. I know some people have it working for them and it's brilliant, like Tom Howgard. Prime example, he's fantastic with mechanical entries. I am not. Hands up, I can say that. I'm just shit with them. So actually, I shouldn't call them bullshit, but for me, they are bullshit. For someone else, they might be gold. Anyway, yeah, so after accumulating all this experience and having something that we can definitely generate around 2 to 3% per month consistently, I would probably say nearly every single month, literally, because every single month I've probably tested about, I've probably got at least 2 years worth of data on the main system, which is the system that led me to this trade and led me to this trade. Separate accounts, bear in mind, I do not execute EU trades on a GU account, blah 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 blah. I also don't. That also means that the lower time frame strategy, which is literally this strategy, but mimicked on, instead of the 1 month, 2 week, weekly, 4-3-2 day, daily, 4 hour, it's mimicked on the 1, 30, 15, 10, 5, 3 and 1. Quite smart, if I do see so myself. And anyway, yeah, it works. It's pretty darn awesome. We are executing that too on a separate account. We did take a loss on the Friday on that account, but it's what it is. It's completely fine. Just basically playing around with an account and that system. But yeah, anyway, we are definitely in possession of the necessary skill set, both psychologically and, I guess you could say, physically. I know it's not, I mean, I guess the analysis part is physical to some degree, but anyway, yeah, to generate a consistent income. Now, whenever, this is just a message to anyone out there, or which no one will probably see it, but just a message to my future self that, like, yeah, I was still in possession of this mindset. People in groups do not know you personally. They do not know they don't know anything. All they are seeing is some graphical digits on a screen that have came from someone typing them from you. You might have a profile photo, you might have a little bit of thing on YouTube, you might hear the voice, blah 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 blah, but you do not know them. So, and yeah, it's pretty silly the way some people go on, because it could end dangerous for them. So yeah, and it just makes us think, like, damn, some people are so just, what's the term? There's a term for someone who is not got much info, and usually he's young. Anyway, yeah, it's on my mind. But yeah, and you know, if they think they can consistently grab 1 to 4s, 1 to 3s, plus 60% of the time, good. But just watch those win. Actually, good for them, but I've never seen anyone be able to do that. I can't lie. Um, yeah, okay, I've seen people be profitable with it, with those type of risks to rewards, but yeah, they go through some shit. Let's just say that. I mean, I remember when I used to trade a 1 to 5 and I had like a 20% strike rate, and I was just profitable. I didn't have the necessary experience to be operating that system by any means or any stretch. But yeah, I remember going on about a 17 loss streak. And I did pull it back, in fact, but didn't make much profit. Let's just say that. And I mean, do you really want to spend your whole time doing that? It's like, no, you're gonna absolutely imagine you were using prop firm accounts and risking like 3% on all them. You would be in the shit. Versus me with a 1 to 1, very calm, very confident. You know exactly what you're looking for. You know exactly how to place your stop loss. And yeah, apparently my stop loss was in Africa too. Like they were emphasizing of how apparently stupid it was having my stop loss there when they don't even know how I place it. It's just so arrogant the way some people go on. And yeah, and then making consistently around 3 to 2, if we were lucky, 5% per month. Is that not good enough? Even on 100k, if you do 5%, that's $5,000. You get to keep 80%, change it to pounds. That's about what? At least 3,500. At least. Is that not good? Like, which 9 to 5 at 19 are you gonna make that? Even if you're like 30, if you're lucky, you're gonna make that. And then if you're only busy with 7 till 10, and that's your hours, you can also have a 9 to 5 on the side. So yeah, it's pretty damn stupid how some people go on. But at the end of the day, what if I can take a lesson from this for my future self too, which I will take on board, is when you sense that some people are up for arguments, just literally don't even say anything, because first of all, you wouldn't want to be associated with someone like that anyway. And if you confidently have something going for you, on like going for you, which you've well, I've been profitable since June. I had one losing month, which was actually due to making mistakes. In the November, which I was like down like -1 or -2%. I think it was -2. Um, but systematically, aka with the strategy, I should have been +1. But and how I say that is that's gonna sound so gimmicky, like, oh yeah, of course. But it was because I was typing too much. I think I made a YouTube video on this. I was typing too much of dissecting the market behavior, comprising each of the time frame chart perspectives that I look at as of 7 in the morning. And as a result, I missed the trade setup because I was typing too much, thinking that it wouldn't set up in time. But what do you know? So I missed a 2% gain, and then I took a stupid loss where my stop loss was the high of Euro USD's week, at least day. I'm pretty sure that's also on YouTube. Before the fact too, my stop loss was in before the fact. It was the exact high, but I wasn't doing the blue line I sell method properly. So like, for example, you see here, this bar is the bar you would enter on based on it being the sufficient anatomic bar close. Once retraced to the optimal price region. And then this would be the lower hand. You mark a blue line here, and you go to the left, and you see what zones are there. You see this very clean zone. Just mark it up, and then would you want your stop there when you've got all this zone left? No. But apparently it's stupid doing that. So you just want to place it here all the time and get constantly wicked out. Yeah, of course this time didn't happen, but it's just like, yeah. So you would want to place it about there, which I'm pretty sure is exactly where it is. Yep. And then yeah, and then he has the playable range, which I haven't marked, but I will right here. And then you also had to conduct BLSMEM here, which is blue line SL method, stop loss method, entry method, sorry. And that's basically where you would enter there. There's the blue line SL method stop loss placement, and you couldn't get a 1-to-1 to the highs or this region. So therefore, you mark up a nice region just below the highs, which is like here, which is here, and then you enter at the price that gives you a 1-to-1 to this region, which is there. Now, are you really, really complaining? Like, you could risk, like, I risk 2%, right? I'm probably going to actually up it, possibly. Maybe it's not under this mindset, based on having just came out of a very, just group chat full of noobs, basically. Yeah, some of them in there will be profitable, etc., etc., but most of the time they're just rambling on about just gay shit. Literally just wasting time. It's like, they're all about making all this money and shit, but they're just most of the time wasting time. So, yeah, I'm not a part of that, so I had to leave, literally. And I mean, the guy running it, yeah, seems like a profitable. No, not seems. He is a profitable trader. And what I was gonna say is, it also seems like that system, what he's got running for himself, is very unique to him, just like mine is to me. But it just so happens that his is more visually and aesthetically appealing to basically noobs. So there's a shit ton of them in there. I've just cracked the code of it. That's what it is. But this, a 1-to-1, nah. You don't want to make 3% a month, do you? Yeah, you don't want to make 3% a month. Anyway, even if people did trade, they wouldn't be able to trade this. It's too unique to me. Unless I literally 1-to-1 mentored them, which I don't intend to do, apart from one guy who's which is one of my mates who's actually in jail right now. But yeah, he'll be out soon, and yeah, well, not soon, but about 9-10 months time, sadly. And yeah, I will sure be teaching this to him. And yeah, this, what I've got going here, can make millions for sure. I mean, look, FTMO, what's the max capital allocation? At least 100k, something like that. Anyway, in fact, I think it's 200. So therefore, you got 200k that you can get there. You've got my funded FX, you can at least get 100k. So there's 300. And then Alpha, you can at least get 200k. So there's 500k. There's 3 prop firms, and I'm sure there's more. I think there's one called Quant Tech L. But anyway, yeah. That 500k, and you make 3% of that. That's $5, $10, $15,000. Change it to pounds. You're at least keep it on the payout split. You're at least, and plus you would be executing all trades across, something like that. Anyway, I'm not sure how I'd actually do it, because I've got my accounts separate, you see. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I can't lie. I'll see when the time comes, because I'm not even 100k funded yet. I'm currently 80, and I'm striving for the 100 mark this year. I do think I'll get it, but we'll see. But once I've maybe got like 200k's, I'll then see what I'm gonna do, because like, I don't know. I mean, like, they'll be allocated to, for example, the Euro USD strategy, which is the same for GU, right? And yeah, so like, I might have like 200k's, and then Euro has 200k, and then GU has 200k, right? That's typically what I do. That's what I'm doing now, anyway. Like, I've got certain accounts allocated for EU, and GU. And yeah, in a year's time, I'll be constantly writing over how articulating better how the intent to trade has contributed to however the in-play atom push is set up as of 7 in the morning relative to the time frame, and then assessing all the other time frame in-play atom pushes / trends in play, aka the intent behind those trends, and basically assess how that intent to trade has contributed to the structure and trajectory and way basically that trend is poised to keep pushing as of 7, and then look for a setup on side to that direction within a key time slot, and then executing accordingly with a sufficient anatomic bar close. And yeah, 1-to-1 blue line SL method. It's I could definitely teach this to the guy that I'm going to for sure, which is my bro. But like I said, he is in jail, so yeah. not for some, like, just for something so silly. I'm not gonna say it on here, but yeah, it really is stupid. But yeah, it is what it is. Like, shit happens. You'll get over it. Yeah. One last thing. Some of the guys in there in that group that I left, which was pretty damn toxic, if I do say so myself, considering all I had initially done was just post my like, for example, profit receipts and trades before the fact, and because I was using 1-to-1, I basically got hammered by them. um, Most of them in there will not have ever had a profitable month. Like, legitly, like, there's a, like, I was 18 and had a profitable month, but there's a difference between a profitable month and a profitable month, if you know what I mean. Like, there's a difference between where you are so that where you can rely on that mechanism, whatever you use, that mechanistic approach, whatever you use to generate that profit for month. When you're older, if you actually feel that deep inside you, then yeah, that's a profitable month. But I remember when I was 18 trading the Nasdaq with just the 50-min 1M, like, and I had a 1 to 2, sometimes 1 to 5 risk to reward. That was when I went on that 17 loss streak, but then I downgraded it to 1 to 2. Uh, like, yeah, I could not rely on that. Like, it was just so fluky. Like, it just was shit. I got funded on that too. That's what I got my first account on. My first ever funded account that I bought, I passed. That's a pretty damn good thing to say. And it did take me a while, and this was with a 1 to 2. This was with a 1 to 2 and 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio. The same account that I went from 1 to 5 to 1 to 2, and it took me like 8 months. 8 damn months. You know, going into drawdown, not wanting to blow the account, so I had to bring it back. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, and then apparently it takes longer with a 1-to-1 and risking like 2%. It's like it's actually retarded. I think if you I would consider risking 3%. Not gonna lie. So therefore, on a 50k, 1,500 risked, and then if you take a win, yeah, profiting, like 3%, and then you're gonna take like it's gonna take about 3 trades to pass. Um, which is you could pass in a month, therefore. So that's something I need to consider actually. Maybe he's getting a separate account to just try that, not go full in, because I'm actually up like 5% on one of my accounts that I'm going for, which is just 2 alpha capital accounts and the 225s. So it's nothing major, but that'll sure add up to another 50k on top of what I'm already trading. Um, but yeah, my next payout, my next pay like slip, I'm gonna get 100k for sure. But I'm gonna just risk my 2% and take it slow. With it, I can't lie. Or I'm not sure. I might go for a 50k or something, and then maybe risk 3, or maybe even go for a 25k and then risk 3 instead of going straight for the 100, because it's like you can just go aggressive on the 25k, you know. So like when you if you get funded, you can just risk like 2%. And I don't even think some prop firms allow that, so I'll have to investigate um when the time comes. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have a look at that now actually. But yeah, at the end of the day, someone's always gonna have something to say to you. For example, look at Tom Howgard. He's revealed that he's had like death threats, like all this shit said to him, and it's bloody Tom Howgard, mate. Like, I'm not putting him on a pedestal, but come on, you have to give him some, like, like he is the shit. Let's just say that. He is just the top dog in the trading industry. Like, he is the shit means, like, for those non-English speakers, I'm not calling him shit. He is the shit just means, like, yeah, he's the proper thing, you know. And he gets stuff said to him, so it's best to just ignore it and just go along with it. That's what I should have done in hindsight. If they say, oh yeah, 1-to-1s, they're shit. Yeah, they're shit, mate. And there's me with the like 4%, 3% consistent months, and they're just losing their arse still. So I can just keep saying it. Who gives a shit? At the end of the day, all that matters is the actions that I take now and the actions that I take for myself. and what I'm actually doing, what I know deep down I'm actually doing. And I know deep down, as of, like, I'm showing it on here too, like, there's proof that what I am doing is the shit. So what I should have said is, when, like, people are saying, yeah, like, just basically, uh, just just being so rude, basically, with the, like, one-to-one thing and all this shit. It's just go along with it. Just agree. Yeah, it's shit. Yeah, one-to-ones are shit. Just go along with it, because at the end of the day, who gives a shit? You're literally pacifying them and being disarming. What they cannot argue if you just go along with what they say. You know, it's like you just be you'd just be playing with them at that point. And that's what I should have done. But no, I bit the hook, and I was basically playing the defensive. Anyway, I'll remember this part of my journey for sure, because I was like, I'm not even doing this YouTube video for views, blah 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 either. And it's like, even the main guy is like, I'm not being a dickhead, but like, look at the views and shit, you'll laugh, all this crap, when all I'm doing is showing the outlooks before the fact. I'm not saying any BS whatsoever. So yeah, like, even the people who are there to some degree, for example, making plus 6 figures. Well, no, not making 6 figures. It's clear they've still got a lot to learn by the way they go on. So, and that's something for me to take on board too. And I mean, look at David Goggins. I mean, he even says, like even the people who are there, they're always missing something deep down inside. And I really do think that that's like that main discipline thing, of which comes from training, like in the gym. And that's a real grounding thing, where, like, you can take so much shit from people because you got so much inner confidence, you just don't give a shit, because you know it's just they're living in a glass house. You can see straight through them, like, the reality, their weakness, and yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's enough for this rant today. But yeah, I will definitely remember this video this time when I'm older.